going on, guys? Gray Wolf here alongside of
Pyro.
Appreciate you being able to come out.
Yeah, no problem.
Been meaning to get a video out, sorry. My GoPro's been acting funny. Computer's been having some ups and downs. I want to take a little bit of time out of Pyro's day and all of yours. A lot of the mill sims that we've been traveling to here lately, they've been going over player packs. Now what a player pack is, that goes over descriptions of the day, what your team's going to be doing, so on and so forth. That being said, what my primary means of this is so that way everybody can be on key with everything. There's not too many questions going around. You don't have people second guessing things. It'll be a faster pace, you know. Check the video or whatever. If you got a question, if we're missing something, shoot a comment, let us know what we're missing. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Toki Hill out at Fallen Warrior Airsoft for letting us come out and enjoy this 140-acre land. Multiple villages, countless numbers of buildings. Everybody loves the 3-story in the lower village. I can't tell you how many times we've had to go up in there after somebody to get somebody out. I would also like to give a shout out to, again, Pyro for coming out, and our team OSOT. That'd be Evan, Cody, Bush, Priest, Reaper, Track. Who else am I missing? Missing anybody else? Taylor, Red Fox. There's just so many of them trying to get everything done at once. If I miss you, don't kick my ass about it. You want to go over iPro with them?
Yeah. Here's a full seal set of goggles. Here's a full set of pair of goggles. You have to have full seal at most fields. And if you're under the age of 18, you need to wear a full face mask, like this.
Now, what is the full seal and the face mask going to be helping with at the field?
Well, full seal, it's where BB can't get around the lens of the goggles. And then face mask basically just keeps you from losing teeth or get hurt.
So these BBs can't take out teeth?
Yeah, they can.
So you imagine these full seal goggles, why it's such a very important when it comes out of the field. If these BBs can take out teeth, imagine what they're going to do to your eye. That is the #1 rule at Fallen Warrior, is you must keep your iPro on your face at all times. Unless otherwise you've been told by head ref. I do know that if you get caught without them, you know, you'll receive a warning. If you get caught a second time, they'll escort you off the field. It's not being, you know, not trying to be rude or anything. It just comes down to safety. Safety is #1 priority. This is a sport. It can be, you know, be pretty painful at times. So hopefully everybody just minds P's and Q's when it comes down to safety. One of the other things I want to touch base on is dead rags. Now what a dead rag is when you're hit and you call your hit, pull your dead rag out and either place it on top of your head, place it in an area that will be, what's that? Yeah, highly visible. At least something that somebody can be able to see 360 degrees around you. At any given time, if you're hit by one player, chances are there's at least 2 to 3 players in the area with him that probably have their eyes on you as well. The sound of him shooting, their eyes are going to, you know, shift his direction. The ears are going to perk up and they're going to be on you. So, you know, make sure you're yelling that you've been hit and place that on your head as soon as possible. Batteries. Batteries are, I think, one of the top things that players struggle with at any airsoft event. On an average, how many times do you think a gun goes down with batteries on a Saturday?
Anywhere from 10 to 12 times.
10 to 12 times. With a lot of guys that run one battery with the AEGs, you know, your battery dies, you got to go up and hopefully we can get it charged at the pro shop. But you know, if nobody's in the pro shop at that time, you know, you're gonna be down. Always have a spare. I think in my little bag here, I've got 3 batteries for you know, my gun. Canon has 1 or 2 of them. Everybody on the team at least has 2 batteries. One thing I can't strive enough is make sure you charge your batteries the night before, and when you wake up early in the morning, start getting ready, go ahead and throw your batteries back on the charger, just as a precautionary, just for that extra little jolt to be inside the batteries. I don't care if it says it's, you know, it says it's full, it's done. Just go ahead and do it. Charge it. You're getting ready. You don't have to worry about it. Let's see. It is getting it's getting warmer out. I think this week has been pretty decent. We've hit 70s here in Ohio. It's been nice and cool. We went down to Crucible, West Virginia. Thanks, Jonah, by the way. Went down to Crucible, and it was, I'd say, 90 plus.
Yeah.
90 plus degrees. 91 Saturday. And it was miserable hot. Even 91 degrees, I mean, yeah, it's hot, but when you're carrying, you know, plate carriers, your bags, all your gear, your guns, you have to stay hydrated. I know a lot of guys, like what we're doing here, we got a couple glasses of something to drink. Gatorade, water, your best friend. You know, Gatorade does have some sugar in it, but it's got those electrolytes to get back into your system. Water, can't stress it enough. Bring a gallon of water out. You know, on a hot day, you're going to go through a gallon. One of the guys down there at Crucible had a GPS watch, and he said within 24 hours we went over 20 miles. Now, in 90 plus degree weather on a mountain, that's hot, and you're going to burn through a lot of water, a lot of calories. Get you some snacks. You know, there will be a few minutes intermission and a lunch out there on open plays. You know, get a granola bar, get a power bar, get one of those Cliff bars, got good potassium in them, so you don't get cramps while you're out there in the field. You know, when you're reloading and he says goggles off, go ahead and pound you a Cliff bar real quick. You know, anything to keep your energy up. Eat a nice meal the night before. Wake up in the morning, get you a bowl of cereal, some toast, a Pop-Tart. At least get something on your system. Something's better than nothing. Take 2. One of the other things I want to go over is camo. Pyro is wearing a traditional black top, tan bottom contractor. I am wearing black top, green bottom contractor. You know, looking at the grass, you figure green's going to blend in a little bit more. But you'd be surprised how well the contractor loadout you can move through the woods. Now it's spring, going into summer, foliage is out. A lot of players are bringing out green, whether it's BDU, multicam. You know, prime example, your multicam. A lot of players are running with this now, or just regular woodland camo. Yeah, it does blend in, no doubt. But I've seen players, even on my team, I've seen players run DesPac. I've seen Pyro run ABU or ACU at one point. I've ran it, even just tan bottoms, black top, and I've seen them move through the woods and disappear. Bush is really, really good at it. He steps into the woods and he just disappears. Even, like I said, even with just tan bottoms, black top. So yeah, camo is important. And, you know, everybody wants to have really good camo, but it also really depends on how you play and paying attention to where you're going. Out at Fallen Warrior, again, they have 140 acres. They got creeks, you know, they got ravines, they got Ohio mountains, which is big hills. You know, there's plenty of places you can dig in and hide, and you'll vanish. So, foot protection is another big thing. You want to show them what kind of boots you got? I think those are the Converse ones. Yeah, those are the tan Converse composite toes. Obviously Composito, no big deal, but the tread on them are really good. They hug his ankle really good too. They come high up on his ankle. Same with mine. I have a set of the Nikes. They come up around my ankle really tight. It doesn't, I mean, as long as you got really good boots. I know players come out with shoes, and I've seen them roll their ankles when they step into the creek or step off a rock. Again, mind your footing and pay attention to what you're doing. You shouldn't have too much of an issue. But get yourself a good pair of boots. Get some nice soles, because when you're out there running around, you're gonna be running around a lot. Don't get something too heavy, but get something that's nice and sturdy that will last and help you go up and down the hills out there. Like I said, camo shouldn't be too much of an issue. Air tanks for us that run HPA, Polar Stars, S&Ps. Air tanks are another big deal. That's like our pride and joy for HPA. You got two different types of air tanks. You got your 3000, and then you got your 4500. Obviously, the 4500 will hold more. It just depends on how you're playing. So make sure you come well equipped with your gear. Make sure you have everything proper. Every morning before we head down to the field, there'll be myself, Pyro, Bush, Kevin. There'll be somebody out there to chrono your gun. Chronoing is it will determine how hot your gun is shooting, how many joules for HPA, for AGs, how many feet per second it's going to be shooting. Now there is certain rules about your feet per second of what guns can shoot what, how close you can be to somebody. I believe 550 is strictly bolt action, and you got to be, was it 100?
Yeah,
100
foot MED.
So bolt action. I know a lot of guys. We had one guy come out last week, had a ghillie suit. I believe he had a bolt action. He did really well with it. So if you're wanting a bolt action, by all means, if that's your cup of tea, go ahead and go with it. Canon has a. You want to go over your gun?
Yeah. Mine's Polar Star. It's a DFC lower and upper. Manual defense rail. About it.
Does your suppressor work pretty well?
Yeah, my suppressor works really well.
Pretty quiet?
Yep. Pretty quiet.
A lot of guys ask about suppressors when they come out to the field. Everybody wants to figure out how to quiet their gun. Suppressor wise, larger the diameter and the length of the suppressor, it really matters. Make sure it has the foam in it. There's plenty of websites you can get them. Also, it depends on your inner barrel. Now, if your inner barrel, say, is coming up into your suppressor halfway, that means you're only going to have about half of your suppressor doing anything. So you really want to be able to match your outer barrel with your inner barrel, because your suppressor attaches to your outer barrel. So you want to be able to get as much of your suppressor to work as possible. Ammo. I know a lot of guys, they come out and they have like the Walmart .12s, I think it is.
Yeah, 12
A lot of people, myself included, at first I really didn't think much about ammo weight, BB weight, but it really does matter, especially when you have that little bit of wind blowing. It really makes a difference. And there's a little bit of wind blowing right now, and I guarantee you try to shoot somebody 40, 50 feet away, your BB will move slightly if you got lightweight ammo. Now that being said, with AEGs, I personally don't recommend going over .28. I mean, .28 was a good weight for me, but everybody has their own. AEGs, they can't. The heavier the weight of the BB, there's a chance it'll actually damage your gun. That's why a lot of players, when they upgrade to HPA, whether it be your SMP or your Polar Star, they can run, you know, point .3s, point .32s, you know, point .4s, and you can just sling them all day, and then things will go a long way. So again, that's you'll be able to, you know, BBs and such, goggles. You'll be able to purchase all of that out there at Fallen Warrior, including face masks, hats. He's got patches. Also, he does have Polar Stars and SMPs. Both of these guns were assembled out of Fallen Warrior. The SMP package is a little bit cheaper than the Polar Star. There's a big market for them right now, and there's a lot of questions between, is the SMP better than the Polar Star? The Polar Star, you play with them. You need to, you know, you need to try them out, and you get a feel for what you want. They perform different. There is different things you can do with each one of them. You really need to do your research on it and kind of determine what will be a better feel for you. You want a, you know, standard CQB, if you want a DMR, you know, if you want a light machine gun, you really need to do some study of what people are, you know, on the forums, what people are suggesting. I haven't had any issue with my SMP. I will be eventually building a DMR, and I will Polar Star it. Evan, Cody, you know, they got some really good DMRs, and you know, they'll swear up and down, go with the Polar Star for those. And I've seen them hit people from a godly distance. So, one of the other things I want to go over was with your gear is chest rigs, plate carriers, so on and so forth. Pyro and I are both running Banshee plate carriers. You can get them on AIRSOFT Ohio, AIRSOFT Classifieds. You can get them a really good price. What'd you pay for yours?
I paid $100 for mine. That's a pretty good deal.
I paid about, I think, $120 for mine. Also, pouch placement. That makes a big difference. You don't want to sit here and kind of be stumbling through your gear, you know, stumbling through pouches trying to find, you know, trying to find the next magazine, your speed loader. You know, if you got a bottle of your ammo on you, you don't want to be stumbling around trying to look for your ammo. Make sure that you're placing your pouches where they're going to be easily accessible, and, you know, in an area that you'll be able to not have an issue fumbling trying to find them. These plate carriers, again, OSOT, they swore by it, and a few of the other guys have them, and, you know, I got mine and I absolutely love it. It's amazing. One of the other things that I actually run, and a lot of other players do, they'll run a battle belt with a dump pouch. Now, it kind of just depends on the, you know, what time of the day it is, or, you know, what time of the year it is. Sometimes when it's really, really hot, I'll just wear my dump pouch and, you know, a standard bag. This one here has got, you know, multiple pouches on it. I can just stick my air tank inside of it. I can just drop my air tank inside of it, zip it up, and, you know, just run through the woods no problem. It all just depends. You know, a bag doesn't hug you and hold on as well as a plate carrier does. You know, that way you don't have to, with this, you know, you're not going to be stuff flopping around, so make sure it's really secure for you. Magazines. A lot of people debate on what kind of magazine they want. This here is your standard M4 high cap. What a high cap is on the bottom of it there's a wheel, pretty much a wind. As you're shooting, you know, BB stop feeding, you'll wind the bottom of it, give it about 10 turns, and there's a spring in here that tightens and it feeds BBs up to the top, and it'll just continue pushing the BBs out. A standard one of these maybe holds right around 400, I'd say. Yeah, 400. I've seen some 450. You featured in the AKs, M4s, so on and so forth. This here is the KWA 120 mid-cap. What a mid-cap is got to be loaded by a speed loader. It holds less than a high cap, obviously, but you don't have to worry about doing any winding. It's just all spring, and just feeds it automatically with the speed loader. There is some guns that are gas blowback. A lot of guys want the more realistic feel of airsoft compared to a real life gun. They kick more. With these, they don't kick at all. You just squeeze your trigger. That's it. Their mags, I think, hold standard 30, maybe, just like a regular mag would in your gun. Pistols. A lot of guys like to run with sidearms. Sidearms aren't good. You go inside a building and say you have a gun that's shooting over 350 feet per second, that gun's pretty much dead. There's really no point of going into a building with, an M4 and an AK that's shooting, close to 400. You're not going to be able to squeeze the trigger. So a good sidearm, nothing shooting extremely high, right around 300, 320, perfect. I have 2 Glocks that work really well. So a good pistol out the field, as many buildings you'll be clearing, I suggest having a good sidearm. Your mid cap will 9 times out of 10 at Milsims, your mid caps are all you can run. So I do suggest getting a hold of some mid caps. So these KWA 120s, K120s, they work really good. I have the 190 round Banff mid caps. They work really well too. It's just all personal preference. Some work better in some guns, so it all just depends on you. But again, I do want to appreciate Pyro for coming out today. It's a beautiful day. Tomorrow is going to be open play at Fallen Warrior again. I can't wait to see people out there. We're going to be there, slinging some BBs, having a blast. The field really is like a family. You get on the page and you got a question, there's people who are always going to be on there to help you out. We got a lot of Milsims coming up this year. I can't strive that enough either. Geronimo's coming up in the next couple weeks. Oh my God. We got, I think so. Yeah. We got Geronimo, Sitting Bull. The next couple months we've got a lot of Milsims coming up. Later this year, I believe we have Trader Day as well. Trader Day, a lot of guys come out and they'll set up and they'll have their gear set up. People come by. It's almost like a yard sale, pretty much. A lot of guys do a lot of trading, wheel and deal, get some better stuff if you want. Make sure you tune in on Fallen Warriors Facebook page. Toki and Kevin and myself, Evan, everybody, they're going to be posting a bunch of stuff about Geronimo. Make sure that you stay up on that. If you want to register, there's links on there that you can go to. I think it's 30. Is it 30 for Geronimo? Yeah, $30 a person for Geronimo. What can you do for $30 nowadays? You pay $30 to buy yourself to go to the movies. That includes your ticket, popcorn, all that, and you go sit there for 2 hours. Why not come out all day with us and everybody have a blast? But again, thank you, Toki, for the field. Allowing us to come out and have a blast every weekend. Pyro, appreciate you coming out and helping me out a little bit with talking to everybody. If you guys got any questions, get a hold of us. Make sure you chime in with me on my YouTube channel. I'll leave the link in the description. Again, appreciate everybody's time. If you have any more questions, just let us know. All right, catch you guys later.